However, I am eyeing a few stocks that I definitely think are going to be potential movers. Sidu, remember I drew these lines out saying, hey, it's going to go past this. It's got a huge potential pullback. So that's what it's doing right now. On Sidu, it's slowly getting back up. Today's kind of like a choppy day. Not. It's kind of going to be an interesting day today. It, it it's Monday, so it's going to be probably one of the most unique times of the day or of the week. So, I'm sorry, it's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday, so it's going to be very unique today because I don't remember the last time I traded during a 3-day weekend. So, this should be interesting. Everyone and their brothers coming back from, Father's Day. So, or everyone and their fathers coming back for Father's Day. So, you just gotta keep that in mind. There's probably people partying and stuff like that, but it's Tuesday, so probably not as much. So a lot of stuff on this little watch list. I'm not. I'm not sure if that's going to be adequate to add or not. I'm not really liking the charts of the top 5 stocks this morning. Like we were in a total recovery period, so it seems like everything kind of recovered sharply in terms of the dip. So I don't know where Rev is. So I gotta really keep that in mind. So I'm not really a big fan of some of these stocks like this. The consolidation range is going to be it's already in it at 154 to 192. That's going to be one range. It looks like it's pulling back pretty harshly. So that's one. I think I need to wake up earlier and start plotting out these lines because I'm not going to get far if I don't. It's kind of ridiculous how I wake up and do it literally right when the market opens. So I'm slowly getting back into the rhythm of waking up earlier. I'm trying to hit the gym back at 5 a.m., but that's going to take quite some time. This is kind of harder to go based off of because there's not really any sort of actual, any sort of chart to really go based off of. And it seems like it's arching out right here. So it pulled up pretty high, but it pulled up too high. It did that twice. So that is a bullish in sentiment. So I'd imagine it would pull back and then maybe go for a second run. Maybe try and do a double, maybe even a triple top. And after that, I wouldn't know. Let's see what Sin is doing for their. I can't find anything based off their what's the short growth of their company, and because they got squeezed out pretty big on the IPO. They got shorted from $20 all the way to $9. So I don't know exactly when the IPO opened. So I gotta bear that in mind. Let's see. I did get a new keyboard. Well, not new. It's totally old. The reason for it was because I accidentally had a little accident on my other keyboard. Um, it did not end well, and I'll just say I have to clean the keyboard from the inside out for the next like few days. I cleaned it yesterday, so I'm just kind of I kind of just I pretty much just put it in the dishwasher. And now I'm just letting it dry out for a week. It should be perfectly fine. The keyboard itself, due to the circuitry behind it, it's actually pretty well sealed. I just really need to make sure it gets completely dry. So for the next week, I'm just literally keeping it outside every morning until further notice for the next 5 to 7 days, just so it could dry, and then I'll use it again. The most important thing is that the circuitry does not potentially fuse up. So we got Clovis here, new low. That's pretty cool. So I like that. That's a new low and potential. Oh, it's in that little consolidation range already. So between 135 to like 214, it's gonna be that little range. So I gotta really and it's very gradual. It's very gradual. It's not aggressive like this where you'd expect a sharp pullback. So this is going to be kind of like a slower moving stock. So I've got to keep that in mind. The volume's pretty decent on this, so that's good. Overall, it kind of looks like it's actually a really slow morning. It looks actually really slow. Now that I'm actually taking a second or two to fully look, it's actually looking very, very slow. So, I'll keep that in mind. Let me just keep on going through. So this is kind of the same anatomy. So this is what? BKSY. So this is nice. I like that. Nothing really restraining it. I'm going back up. Very similar anatomy, but not exactly the same. This is completely different. Kind of similar anatomy, but not exactly the same. Kind of similar anatomy, but not exactly the same. In terms of the chart, I think the play of the day in terms of going long would be BKSY or Clovis. So now that I figured that out, which I should have figured this out pre-market, rather than waiting for the market to open. Yeah, where's Rev? Really quick before I go on a little bit. Where's Rev? Here we go. Rev's gonna probably recover up to here too. Probably end up doing something very similar. It went low. It went a little bit lower, but it seems like it's kind of topping out, but it's still making those spikes up, so it's becoming more more open like that right here. So the wedge is kind of breaking out a little bit more, so I don't like that. I'm not really a big fan of that. I can't have a direct. I can't directly tell where that will go, so I'm gonna bear that in mind. A lot of these guys are just being really shorted. Clovis is doing relatively well for it being Clovis. So, again, is there any sort of news I should go off of before I start trading? So there's Black Sky, which is BKSY. What about Clovis? Where are you? Guess I'll just do CLVS. And so shorter 30%. Short flow 20%. Okay. So for 621. Top players. Close technology stuff. Buyout hopes. Buyout hopes. What do you mean buyout hopes? So it had tumor trials. Okay. So let's kind of analyze this. So I'm gonna have to pull out some lines at 135, 174, about, and 214. So I'm gonna have to plot out those lines and potentially 197. Other than that, it actually seems relatively clean. So let's go back to the news. This week, rumors, positive clinical trials. I hate pharmaceutical stocks. They're so volatile, and they're so. Ugh, I hate it. You can't really tell where they're going. So this thing's like ripping up, not really stopping. Probably gonna form some sort of pennant flag, and then after I should have totally bought in the first pullback right here. So it's probably forming the pennant flag right now. So I could buy in right now when it pulls back. But the wick isn't extended, so it may actually have a few more. It may have a little bit more to go. So I'm just going to bear that in mind and watch off to the side. SNY? Okay, why is it SNY? So here's that pullback. That might be a good place to buy. So they're hoping to get a buyout, but there's no confirmation. So that's pretty counterintuitive, if you ask me. So that's actually not the best thing to look for. Let's see, I guess because it's just going straight off technicals. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to accept that as a loss. New candlestick right here. Gonna have my finger on the trigger right here for the buy-in. If it breaks past that first, yeah, no. Yeah, we have to break past that. So I don't know how to feel about this. This is kind of actually sketchy. This is actually pretty sketchy. Like I shouldn't have even bought in at the first time. I was just strictly going based off the chart right there. I didn't go based off the news. So yeah, I actually am kind of bearish on this thing. I think the average value price would probably be honestly at 140, right around 140 to 145. 140 to 145 I think is a good range for this thing. So after I looked at the news, it's not like it's got the volume, but it's not. It's not really anything special. There's nothing I could really uh, go based off of it. I feel as though the risk is too high. So starting off red, so that's not good. So let's keep on going. I don't know why you're ripping up, but you're ripping up pretty hard. So if you go up 20% in the last 5 minutes, you'll get stopped. Okay, oh wow. That's actually pretty clean. So probably a sharp pullback right here. That wick is a little bit extended. It's straight up going to form like a similar anatomy to this. It's kind of cool. Alright, so let's check out the news real quick. Alright, so details. Seed, 32% short growth, 5% short float. Short growth is, yeah, you can totally see that. The short float, yeah. So this is kind of extended. I'm waiting for that pullback, unless it just rips right up, which it very well could. Wow, it opened up pretty green, so that's actually pretty bullish. Just, I don't like going just strictly based off the charts. So consolidation. I need to figure out, is there a way for me to just immediately have a tool out like this on a hotkey? Okay, so that's one. Let's do this. Okay, that's two. Let's do number three right here. Crap, I hope that's actually on it. That has to be accurate. So here's your little consolidation range right there. That's where it's going to be, I'd imagine, is right here. And then the next level is going to be at 20 cents, between $2. Not a lot of resistance between there, so bear that in mind. Yeah, I think I definitely am going to have to start waking up earlier, because I'm waking up at 5:40, 5:50, but I straight up will not get out of bed until about 6:05. So that only gives me 25 minutes to get up, make breakfast, get coffee, which is strictly just not enough time for me. So I'll have to be waking up earlier and going to bed at probably 9:30 rather than 10:30/11 like I usually do. So potential. Oh, look at this, 6:21. Okay, so they basically got a contract for 1.2 for around 10 million over 2 to 3 years. Okay, so that's actually pretty bullish. That's actually really good. That's the only good news I could see based on the day. So this might be the stock in play. I'm already 20 minutes into this, so I am a total screw up for waking up late and doing all of this. I should have done all of my research pre-market. So I've got to get into the adaption of waking up early. Just ever since I kind of skedaddled from the other place, it's just been um, my daily routines have kind of just been pretty hectic. So yeah, so it this is definitely a very bullish stock. So I do like that a lot. I'm going to continue to plot some lines. So this is great for a cannabis stock. So gonna have to definitely do this. So about right here, right there. Okay, so it pulled back 175. So that would be a great buying opportunity. However, the wick at the bottom isn't as extended as I want it to be. It's kind of short. So it could potentially go back to the 9MA a little bit further. So I'm going to wait for a little bit of a confirmation. The bigger the bottom wick, the more power we have in terms of a bullish sentiment. So I'm just going to allow for a confirmation. Smaller profit size, but at this point, because this is kind of the only stock in play, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Very bullish news. Let's look at pre-month. Why can't I go back further? I hate it when it does this. Because it looks like it pulls back right here, unless there's literally no activity. Okay, so here's that little rise. Again, confirmation. I shouldn't have bought in there because that's going to be the high of the day. So I kind of shot myself in the foot right there. But in the long run, it should go up, no problem. Let's sell this because I don't know exactly if it's going to go shoot through 184. It could easily pull back and then go right back up. Have about 2 seconds left for the new candlestick. So let's see if there's a lot of buying pressure right here. Not a lot of buying pressure. Not a lot of buying pressure. Also, a little bit of some other news. Look at this. So now it's kind of forming I wouldn't say a panic flag, but it's definitely forming a consolidation range between these two at 171. So let's plot this real quick. Okay, that should work. So 171. It doesn't have to be exactly on cue, but if it's in the ballpark, I'll let it slide. Okay, so let's switch this back up. It always takes like 10 seconds to do all of that. I hate that. I need some sort of hotkey for that. And I kind of think the consolidation range for this is actually a little bit higher. And see how it pulled back? Kind of shot up too high too quickly. So it can't fall below, resistance 2 of 167. Otherwise, the consolidation range is still there. But so again, you could need that selling pressure to get that buying pressure. So I'm going to watch for this as a pullback and potentially hop into the next candlestick. So right here is where it could be a great buying opportunity, but it does have to reach above this resistance as well as the 9 MA. So looking rather bearish on the 5-minute trend. 5-minute trend just started, so I got to bear that in mind. I'd expect a little bit of a pullback right here, but you know, you gotta have that confirmation. 5-minute says negative trend, but I personally think it'll potentially just have maybe go up to 181 and then pull back. You know, as long as it doesn't go below the second resistance and it's still in that positive bullish trend, it should be still pretty good. So here we go, breaking through that 9 MA. Okay, new candlestick. So barely broke through that 9 MA, but there was no confirmation. Lots of people on the ask right now. Got 68,000 shares. No, I'm sorry, 6,800 shares. 6,800 shares, there we go. And that was 14,000 shares. And there it is. I looked at the level 2 data and completely missed my buying opportunity. Now I'm not too sure where this is going. So let's break through 175. So there it is, broke through. I should have bought in, and that's sold at this resistance of 180. And we're sold at the new candlestick too. So yeah, this is definitely the consolidation range right here. I'm going to move this up ever so slightly. I think I should actually. I don't know. Let me double check that. I need this to be a little bit more detailed if I can potentially. Okay, so there's your little trading range. It's going to be right between probably, I'd imagine 170 to 179. You know, you just have to wait for it to break through this little range. Overall, it's actually a very clean chart. I do like this a lot. Forming kind of like a not a wedge, but kind of like a bearish flag. I'm not too sure. I actually don't know the exact terminology for what this is. It kind of looks like a flag that's kind of like, you know, going lower. It kind of looks like a bearish flag, but I'm not 100% sure. The trading range is getting a little bit more narrow, so I will wait for it to potentially break through. I'd imagine 171 to maybe 174 as a gradual little thing, but there's not a lot to go based off of, so. Kind of has to just break through that range. It'll happen probably like quick, like really quick, so I will have to hop on it very quickly. I will double down on this because I am relatively sure that it's going to potentially reach up to the new high or try and chase a double top of 185 or potentially 183. So that's my sell target is going to be either 183 or 181, right in between there. So look at that. Yeah, see, it was instant, man. That was instant. And I didn't even have time. I didn't even have time. See, this is what I'm talking about. I see the little range breaking out. I see it clearly, and I just straight up don't buy in. That's the problem. So now where this is going, it should be up to potentially $2. So that's what I'm hoping for. So about 20 seconds left on the clock. So I will, it's past that range. So I'm going to have to start getting into the habit of kind of buying in when that little range is getting smaller and more narrow. Because I could see it. I could totally see it, but I always like to wait for confirmation. But if I wait for confirmation, it runs without me almost like 60-70% of the time. So it's completely on me. Like, I see this, I got the technicals down. Now it's just a psychological, it's just my own psyche kind of taking me back, because I could have made 20 cents rather easily on that single trade. Very, very obvious setup. When it opened higher, then like once, again, I said what, 171 to about 174, 177, if I recall correctly. I'd have to go back on this video and look, but if I recall correctly, that was the total best buying opportunity I could have got, probably for the whole day. So, you know, totally on me. I totally missed this. That could have been the play of the day. Relatively could have been a very, very easy. I probably would have made my profit target maybe 125 or 200. Well, let me actually look at that. If I had 2,000, and let's say I bought in at 174 and sold at 190. Let's just give myself a little bit of a break. So what? That's 26 cents. So 0.26, that would be 260, right? Let's see, so 2,000 times 0.26 equals 520. Whoa! Oh crap. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. Yeah. Ouch. Ouchie. 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 I could make $500. Wow, my math was way off. Whoa. So I'm just gonna say I could have made 250. Give myself a little bit of leg room because everyone knows me. I might just sold maybe right between 184 to probably 188. Right there, I probably would have sold, just because I'm still kind of getting used to the emotional standpoint of trading. So broke past 211. So now where this goes is kind of that's why I never went past that. So yeah, this could have been I could have made my profit target right there, you know, really, really, really easily. And I picked the right stock. Everything else is kind of just not really going anywhere. So I do want to give myself a pat on the back. But, you know, again, if I would have done this pre-market, I would have had a very, very, a much better potential. I could have had probably a much better day, and probably way better. Like, I need to get in the rhythm of kind of honestly just straight up getting my life back in order and getting my daily routines down. And that includes sleeping at the same night, same time every night. You know, just building up a regular daily routine again, because I really miss going to the gym so much. I always became the happiest man after a 30-minute to an hour worth of a workout. I can't stop smiling after I go to the gym, and I always feel so awake after I go to the gym. Yeah, look at that, it just keeps going. So this is a very, very bullish stock, and the RSI ascendant still has room to go. So this could have been a massive play today. Could have been a massive play. I always pick, I'd say 80-90% of the time, I always pick the great stocks. But man. And now it's just, I don't know where it's going because it's so bullish. So now it's kind of like, okay, where are you trying to go now? So let's see. So it's at 220. So let's go right here to maybe right here. A little bit higher, 248. So I got bear line mine as well. Look at that, it's still going. It's still ripping up, man. 248 to... I don't like buying so high because it's gotta pull back, man. Nothing just keeps going on forever like this. I mean, look at that. Look how big that extended wick. Look how extended that is. And if it straight up just goes through, I would be shocked if it went through this. If this candlestick became green, I would be totally shocked. I would be totally shocked if this ended up being green. I mean, a lot of bears are thinking, yeah, this is overextended. So, I mean, look at that. Look how clean this stock was. Look how clean this was. This was such a clean stock. So obvious. So really, really obvious. From immediately all the way from the pre-market, you had a spark of activity around 6:15 with, I imagine, one massive buyer who just bought this thing up. What time did the news come out? That's actually a very interesting statement. What time did the news come out? Because this says 6:15 and it says 9:16. Yeah, 6:15. Yeah, look at that. So that might have been an algorithmic buying right there. And then it probably alerted other traders right here. Yeah, that was super clean. That was very clean. Yeah, it says 9:16. So Eastern time. Yeah. So at my time it would be 6:16. And this is 5, this is 6, yeah. And while I'm talking, it ran up again, Mike. I'm so scared to buy in now because, I mean, the wick's getting larger, and my head feels like it's getting smaller. Sorry, I was kind of just thinking of a quote from a song. Mac Miller. That's what I was thinking. And the reason why I said that is because, I know it's running up, but it's that little emotional standpoint that I just straight up don't know what the high is going to be. And remember, I said 248. I never drew that line, but 248 was its next stop period. And look at this, it's at 248. Barely broke through, barely. So, I can see this. I really have the opportunity to nail trading. It's just, I need to just go in with my gut feeling. My gut feeling is a majority of the time correct. I think I'm gonna have to start replaying some of my videos and come up with an actual percentage of, you know, am I right? Am I wrong? And compare and contrast. See, now there's not a lot of buying pressure. Now I think it's kind of, if it falls below this, it might just go down. Because look, none of it went lower. None of it went lower. But now it's in that consolidation range where it's going to be similar to this. But it shot up, let's see, how many times? You know, you got one blip here. So this is the thing, this was the real catalyst that started it all. That was the news. And then right here you got one, you got the pullback, you got two, you got the pullback, and then you got three, and then you'll have the pullback. And then past this point, it'll be the fourth and fifth wave. And I don't know if it's actually in its fourth wave because of the first blip right here. I'd like to give it the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, you know, I'm not too sure. Definitely interesting. Again, didn't fall below that 9 MA. Never fell below it, but it was clearly there. It really seems like it wants to have that pressure of selling, so I have to let it do its thing. You know, let it. You know, stocks are like a rubber band. You pull up too high, you're gonna pull back. You know, it's literally just how it works. Everything has a value price, and your job as a day trader is to manage your risk and also to predict prices. And I'm still learning that. I'm getting a lot better, but I'm getting there. So 214 to, I'd say 209 seems like it's a little value price at the moment. So I'd say we'll pull back between this range, and if it has enough buying pressure, enough bulls right here, it could be a potential, you know, going for that fourth and fifth wave. But this fourth and fifth wave is always going to be the biggest struggle. So we gotta bear that in mind. You know, this fourth and fifth wave is always going to be, you know, you don't know where that's going to go. So I'm so happy with myself, man. I've been learning so much over these past few months. It's just from a very, very simple strategy of just plotting lines. Just literally plotting lines. And I used to just go strictly based off automatic lines being traced of resistance 1 and support 1. But I'm realizing I can't do that. I have to do it manually. I wish I could, but no, this trend looks like it's totally dead. I wish I could. The 15 minutes trend says it's pretty dead, so I'm gonna just sit back and watch the show. So, you know, this is like a very simple strategy, but it's very, very easy, especially for beginners. I still consider myself a total beginner. You know, I've only traded, I guess I've only really started day trading since kind of January, and I probably traded maybe 5 to 10 days from January all the way to maybe I'd say April. I would trade 5 to 10 days each month. So I'm a total infant when it comes to trading. So that's why I'm still, you know, I'm seeing it. I'm giving myself a pat on the back because it's becoming easier and easier. But, you know, before this, when I traded last year, back in June, I never read anything. You know, I never looked at any YouTubers. I never studied. And so, because I never studied, it could form a little. I will draw that just because. Just for my own knowledge, but I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna trade this at all, but definitely gonna have to do that. There's gotta be some way I could make these charts a little bit more. Yeah, no. So would have to start right here and just straight up right there. So it would be an X right here, 249. And the reason why this strategy is kind of so, I guess, simple is because I think everyone and their brother kind of does it too. And that's what makes this strategy so effective, is because trading is a community. It's literally just a community of likewise individuals who are looking for the same exact move as you. And because of that, it's a community-based career, in my opinion. Yes, at the end of the day, it's all on you. But you literally have chat forums, which I've yet to be in one. You literally have, the charts are full of three things. You've got the bulls, and you've got the bears, and you've got the people on the sideline. The people on the sideline are the ones who I mainly like to look for, and the reason why is because I'm trying to think, what are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? And the only way you can really tell is through, obvious setups. You know, the news was a really obvious catalyst, a really obvious fundamental catalyst, and the chart itself was a very technical catalyst. So that's the reason why this thing ran up, was because of that contract, and because it was kind of a very easy thing for other traders to look at. So that's very, very good. That's what we want, right? So, just understanding that. And it looks like they don't want to break through this little range, and I know traders are doing the same thing, and it looks like they really want to. So this could be a great buying opportunity. Like I said, I'm going to let them do its thing, because again, on the 5-minute chart it says it's kind of for the trend. So it may try and do a double top and then pull back, but I don't like buying in here because the risk is a lot. The risk rate, or the risk percentage, is definitely a lot higher than down here. Because again, you can't go back to what's it called? What's the universal thing that everyone follows? Not the golden ratio. The Fibonacci theory. I can't even think. It's basically the whole universe revolves around 5 simple methods, and that is a Fibonacci. There we go, Fibonacci. When I originally started trading back in June, I would always use kind of a Fibonacci based study, I guess, if that makes sense. It would tell me, okay, you have 5 waves, so it's kind of been built up it's been built up over the years naturally to always look for those 3 waves. So that's why I like to look for, like I said, this, I don't know if that's an actual wave. I think that's more of a blip of a wave being started. But here's your 1, here's your 2, and then here's your 3. And then, of course, everything past this is going to be kind of lower. But this is also a very obvious setup for A, B, C, D, E pattern. So Very, very, very. I mean, you can easily tell what this is. I mean, look at that. See how it went lower, but the lows kind of went lower as well. So it would kind of form more of a closed triangle. Uh, yeah, closed triangle. So I gotta. I see the patterns. I've got to adapt it more. Um, but yeah, if you go kind of on the micro pad or the micro consolidation range, yeah, it does the same thing. It totally does the same thing. Um, you got like A here, B here, C here, D here, and then E here, and then potential breakout. So, oh, sorry. For A, you have to go on the pullback. So A, B, C, D, and then E, and then straight up. So, again, really, really obvious play here. And then, look, Elliott wave theory. I don't know what the let me actually look that up for my own knowledge. Elliott wave theory versus A, B, C, D, E. Let me make this full screen. 24. I don't care about you. Let me actually just look it up from a Redditor. Screw it. Elliott wave theory. Okay. Does anyone know Elliott wave theory? So, I recommend Elliott Foster. It's a good book. It took me a full year trying to see to apply it for it successfully. That's where I'm at. It's taken me kind of like a full year, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I think I'm gonna actually keep this in open tab so I know it for later. I'm gonna buy a ebook on that. They are all correlated to Fibonacci, and trust me, once you know these correlate, you know at least the next 2 to 3. Yep. I can totally confirm that. Once you know this simple strategy, it becomes so easy. I think you correct L. So very cool, very, very cool. But I want to know the difference between A, B, C, D. So A, B, C, D, E versus Elliott wave theory. So I may call it quits for the day. I may just take my 20 and just run. But something I'm going to do over this next week, well, actually, maybe even today, is remember how I said I want to start shorting stocks? So, in my opinion, strictly my opinion, this is the time when I would short this stock. Yeah, it just got contract news, but with it, just go based off this. One candlestick, it shot up way too high, way too quickly. Yeah, sure, you can wait for maybe the rest of the day if you really want confirmation. But in my opinion, I think it'll probably go down. Maybe try and form a teacup and handle right here. So it'll go down maybe to this between $2 to $1.79. It'll probably go, it won't break past this third wave range right here. It'll just go down and up, go down and up, and maybe it'll try and it'll try and meet that 249 resistance point again. But overall, I think because of the news, yeah, I don't know if I'd actually short it. $10 million contract, that's very, very good for a company that's literally worth 18 million. So, or 22. So that's actually 50%. That's a lot. That's a lot. So I take that back because that's literally 20% of their net worth. So, or 33 to 50% of their net worth. So I take it back. I feel as though this is actually going to go for a second run and potentially go past. It'll try and test it at 270. and then the next level is 290, and the next level after that is probably going to be 301, and then 315. If it breaks through those levels, you know that, hey, it's a really, really great stock. But 315 is going to be its iffy zone. Same with this for 3. So definitely bear that in mind. So, but yeah, I'm so happy myself. Yeah, all of the traders or whatever are seeing that I'm not making as much profit as I can, but I don't care about being profitable. I care about consistency for being profitable. Because I'm into trading for the long term. I'm in it for 5 years, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. This is a lifelong career, and to me, it's becoming a lot easier for me. The only thing I personally am concerned about 5, 10 years from now is it becoming more and more algorithmic, and for us retail traders being chewed out. So definitely I'm kind of scared, I guess. So, but yeah, it's becoming a lot easier. So I really can't thank all of the different books and all of the different YouTubers out there who have risked their own assets for my own knowledge. Shout out to all of them. I mainly have learned from like Ross Alziz. He published a book. I love his books. I've only read like 3 books, so I still have a lot to go. I have like 20 books in my library that I've never even touched, but experience is going to be the greatest teacher, right? So I'm going to leave 270 there, but I'm going to plot these lines, and then I'll probably end up calling quits for the day. Just because I'll probably end up doing trading maybe a little bit later on, but it might be on demand. I'm actually thinking of quitting doing DoorDash, because I do DoorDash just to make ends meet. That's my 5 to 9 job, but I'm trying to kick that out of my life. Once I get this thing down, I want a second career after trading, which I'm going to school for, which is, let's see, look at that. Like I said, Elliott wave theory, man. A, B, C, D, E pattern, man. Alright, so 315. So I'm trying to get, my end goal is to actually have 2 careers in my life, and that's to do day trading during the day, and then robotics as a second career. Give me 1 second, really quick. My apologies. I did not mean to do that. But coffee will be a natural laxative sometimes. Alright, so I'm gonna call it quits for the day. I'm not here to gamble, I'm here to learn. So I really think just a little quick recap of this. Let's go through it one last time. You know, so I looked at every other chart. I was feeling kind of bearish on it. CLVS, I was like tempted to go on, but I don't know. I just never did. I think the main reason is because it's like seed, and I saw its news. I was like, whoa, you know. So yeah, see, look at that. Like I said, that's gonna be the range. Man, it's becoming so much easier, man. I can't help but smile when I just draw these lines. Finally, I figured out a strategy that kind of works for me. So, pat on my back, man. So, CLVS, I thought would have been kind of a good stock and play. GPL, no, I didn't write down. Wait, did I? Yes, I did. GPL, not really any bullish news on it, if I recall. Yeah, nothing here. So GPL, nothing. It was at 610, so there's no fundamental catalyst to move it. So nothing there. CLVS, no fundamental catalyst either. Oh wait, no. I take that back. I totally take that back. I think. Yeah. Actually, I guess it's kind of just going based upon over the past few days. So I guess you could consider this to be. Did I look at this. I looked at this today, right? Sorry, I'm having like a brain fart. I did. Yeah, because I remember seeing that. I don't know if I saw that on Thursday or Friday or today. It came out at 6:17. So wait, let's look at how was it the past few days. Because if so that shot up from what, 0.89 to, so I would probably saw in the morning. So I'm guessing 8 max. No, 7:45 max. Yeah, that might have not popped up on my radar. 10%. Yeah, that didn't pop up on my radar, so I saw that today. Okay. So I saw CLVS. It does have positive news from, over the weekend, but I don't know, the chart, I don't know, yeah, it does look clean, blah 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 blah, but I thought there was other stocks in play, so I just kind of just went based on that. So GPL, recovery, it looks like straight up looks like recovery. Yeah, it kind of looks like straight up recovery for GPL. See, oops, wrong chart. Kind of GPL. Yeah, see. If I could go back a little bit more, I cannot. So yeah, so again, not like it's the most volume of the day. Why? I think, oh, it's a penny stock. Duh. It's cheaper, easier for, And I think I looked at UAVS too. That's something I also got to do. Is move, move stuff that from last week into the week column, and then I need to go through that week column. I wish I could change it so it's like every month I should remove stuff from that week column. It should be every week, but there's some stuff that happens over the weekend, and sometimes some things may have one little news catalyst, like a buyout. Let's say a company buys them out, that could run throughout a whole week or a whole month. So they kind of have to look at a different time-based scale. HCTI, I didn't put that down today, or maybe I did. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think I did. GMVT, I know I did that for sure. No. I know for sure I did BKSY. I know for a fact I did that. And I didn't like that again because there's nothing. I mean, yeah, sure, it looked great when it broke out, but if I recall, I didn't look at the news. But yeah, overall, where's BKSY? Well, how's Rev doing, by the way? I put them on my watch list this morning. So Rev, 30 million. Actually, let me just pull that up here. Rev didn't do too bad. Kind of small. 20% gain potentially. 18 to 15%. So nothing like too wild, but that was total stock and play. SYM, I know I placed down today. Yeah, just gotta watch out for those random spikes. This is one of those stocks that kind of shot up way too high, way too quickly. It popped up at around like 6:20 on my radar. 6:20 a.m. I just jotted it down, but I never really went with it. Oh man. But yeah, so overall, really kind of an easy day for the market. Kind of a dead day too, if you really think about it. It was kind of dead. I guess I was actually go back. I want to see if I was right on this or not. Oops. Oh, okay, yeah, no, it still has wiggle room right here. Okay, so yeah, this is becoming a lot easier for me. I'm really liking, just going based off the general philosophy of the community, because everyone in the brothers kind of looking at the same thing. So kind of at the end of the day, you're just going with the herd. I'm literally just asleep. Sheep either going to a slaughterhouse or going to make another sheep, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying, but it could either go up in one direction or down. You kind of just have to go based off the past history of the chart as well as the fundamental catalyst behind what's driving the chart. So I think everything I did today was pretty good. So I'll take $20 on the day. $20 is absolutely nothing, but overall at the end of the day, it really boils down to your consecutive wins. So, okay, I gotta eat. I'm starving. I'm gonna make breakfast after this, but yeah, awesome. I'll post this up on YouTube.